Hi there, football fans. This is Jack Drees. Your Phillips 66 dealer, the dealer who displays the famous orange and black shield, brings you the Phillips 66 Game of the Week, the week's outstanding football contest in the Big Ten Conference. From Iowa City, Iowa, it's Iowa versus Michigan. It's homecoming at Iowa City for the University of Iowa, and with the Hawkeye Gritters matched against the champion Wolverines, a record crowd of over 53,000 fans dared the threatening weather to watch the game. Yes, it's the biggest crowd in the history of Iowa football. The weather is somewhat more than threatening, as a matter of fact, for a steady rain has been falling through the morning, lightening somewhat as game time approaches. There's a promise of more to come, too, but apparently it hasn't kept anyone away. Before the game, Iowa's famed musical aggregations took over the field for a bright session of pre-game musical entertainment. Michigan has replaced the traditional homecoming opponent Minnesota on the Iowa schedule this season, and it marks the third appearance of the Wolverines at Iowa City and the first appearance since 1937. An attractive welcome to the long-time no-see men of Michigan is arranged by these lovely lassies of Iowa's renowned Scottish Highlanders, or Hielanders as it's more correctly pronounced. Whoosh, lad, this is a wee bit of all right. It may be difficult to imagine that anyone would waste these costumes on men, but the Highlanders were originally a men's organization, a drum and bagpipe unit that was a part of the university ROTC organization. When the war brought a shortage of available men for the Highlanders, someone came up with the notion of putting the girls in the costumes. Needless to say, it was a great idea. But now, attention turns to football with a mighty roar as the great crowd greets the Iowa Hawkeyes. Iowa lost their only Big Ten star, dropping a heartbreaker to Purdue. And the talented company of Rice, Reichard, and friends are out to dump the four-time champion Wolverines. The battle will present the interesting contrast of Iowa's T formation with a series of intricate spreads against the single-wing buck-lateral attack of Michigan. The unbalanced line of the single wing is even more so with Michigan. You'll see them putting 5 men on the strong side of the line. Stalwarts in the Iowa line are left tackle Hubert Johnston, number 37. And number 17 belongs to the center and able linebacker John Towner. Number 24 for Michigan is a number you'll be watching today, left halfback Bill Putich. And his backfield weight in the Michigan offense is Don Peterson, spinning fullback. Now we're not far from game time. And if anyone along the surrounding countryside needed a reminder that today is Iowa's homecoming, these balloons soaring through the air ought to handle that nicely. Not all of them are going to escape, for the anxious hands of souvenir hunters are busy plucking them off. In a moment, we'll have the toss of the coin. But before this game gets underway, here's a guarantee of satisfaction we'd like to offer you.
Folks, we're so confident that you'll be pleased with this new and improved Phillips 66 heavy-duty premium motor oil that we offer this guarantee of satisfaction. Fill your crankcase with Phillips 66 heavy-duty premium motor oil. Drive it for 10 days or 1,000 miles. Then, if you are not satisfied, go into any Phillips 66 station and we'll replace it with any available oil you want at our expense. How do we dare make this offer? Because this great new motor oil surpasses manufacturer's specifications for all makes of cars and sets a new high in lubrication. It reduces wear. Special additives are used in this great new motor oil to keep corrosion and friction from harming your engine. This means full power and longer life for your motor. Remember, Phillips 66 heavy-duty premium motor oil is guaranteed to satisfy you. Buy it wherever you see this famous orange and black Phillips 66 shield.
Now for the toss of the coin. Captain Bill Putich of Michigan calls it, and calls it correctly. Michigan wins the toss. Naturally, they elect to receive. Iowa will kick off to get this football game underway. Now, as the Iowa cheering section awaits the kickoff, they do what they can to help that ball in flight as Iowa kicks to Michigan. The booming fullback for Iowa, Bill Reichard, does the kicking off, and he moves forward now, and this Big Ten Game of the Week is underway. Ted Topper is waiting for that ball. He gathers it in on the Michigan 12-yard line. His blockers form in front of him, and nice blocking there, turning in. That boy is almost sprung loose. He's tripped up with an outstretched hand and drops after a return of 24 yards. It's 1st and 10 for the Wolverines on the Michigan 39-yard line. Michigan out of the huddle. There's that heavily shifted single wing to the right with 5 men on the right side of the center as the backfield follows suit. Ball comes back to the fullback, Don Peterson. He fakes to the quarterback, breaks through a nice hole, goes into the secondary for a gain of 7 yards. The defensive left halfback, Joe Bristol, made the tackle. It's 2nd down and 3 now on the Michigan 46-yard line. Again, the single wing over to the right. Ball to the tailback, Bill Putich. Beautiful blocking there by Michigan. Big hole, he's through, and he goes for 6 yards and a 1st down for the Wolverines. Single wing to the right again. Ball to the fullback, Don Peterson. He plows straight ahead, and this time the Hawkeye defense stiffens. A gain of 1 yard on that play. The next play also gained little, and now it's 3rd and 7 for Michigan on the Iowa 45. Bill Putich back to pass. Can't find the target. He's going to run with that ball, trying it around end, but the Hawkeyes are in there on him. The defensive end, Schwartzendruber, making the tackle for a loss of 1 yard. Following an exchange of punts, Michigan took it up again. This time, they're on the Iowa 47, 1st and 10, as we pick up the play. On a reverse, Wes Bradford, the right halfback, tracks back to the left side of the line, finds a hole, gains 4 yards, and it's 2nd down and 6 yards to go now, and the Wolverines have punched their way to the Iowa 43-yard line. Single wing to the right, Don Peterson faking the buck lateral, plows through that big hole, head down, he's moving, and goes for 8 yards and another Michigan 1st down. 1st and 10 on the Iowa 35-yard line. There's a lateral pitched out to Don Peterson. He's swinging around end, and he is dumped headlong. Penalty on that play. Michigan was offside. It moved the ball back, and it's now 1st and 15. There's a pitch out to Don Peterson. He goes wide to the left, then throws a forward pass, completes it to his left end, Lowell Perry, and the boy is almost on his way. Rolled out of bounds on the Iowa 4-yard line. Boy, Michigan has lost no time at all getting started in this ball game. 1st down and goal to go on the Iowa 4. Single wing over to the right. Ball comes back to the fullback, Don Peterson. He plunges into the middle of the line, picks up 2 yards. That makes it 2nd down and goal to go now on the Iowa 2-yard line. No score in the game as yet, but Michigan is 2 yards away. Single wing to the right. Ball to the tailback, Bill Putich this time. He cuts outside tackle, plunges over. Michigan has scored a touchdown. The Wolverines have cracked the ice and moved out into a 6-0 lead over Iowa. Not a particularly happy group of homecomers at this stage of the game. Let's watch that play again on our Phillips 66 slow motion camera. This is the touchdown play. The tailback, Bill Putich, number 24, is waiting to receive the ball. Play starts out as a decoy end run. He cuts in sharply, however, inside his blockers, goes over the goal line, and it's 6 big points for the Wolverines. On the try for point, Putich will hold. Don Peterson will kick. There's the boot, and it's right down the middle. The kick is good, and Michigan leads 7-0 over Iowa. Now we're ready for the kickoff. Russ Rescorla does the kicking for Michigan on the kickoffs, and he sends that ball high in the air, but it's twisting and wobbling a bit, and it drops short, falling on the 20-yard line to Chuck Denning, and Denning, with blocking forming in front of him, is almost trapped from behind, pulls clear, picks up some more yards, and returns a total of 16 yards to make it 1st and 10 on the Iowa 36 for the Hawkeyes. T formation, and there's the Iowa spread T. The right side of the line is in normal position, but the left side of the line is spread far out to the left. Handoff goes to Dusty Rice. He tries right tackle, and that's about all he could do on that was try. He stopped for no gain. 2nd and 10 on the Iowa 36-yard line. Spread to the left again. This time it's a pitch out to Rice, coming to the left. As he gets up near the line of scrimmage, he's in trouble, and he is dropped for a gain of 2 yards. And everything went pretty much that way for Iowa on that series of downs, and we pick up Michigan after taking the punt. Now 2nd down and 6 on their own 37. Putich throwing a forward pass. It's incomplete. The target was Lowell Perry. 3rd down and 6, a quick kick. Don Peterson sending that ball booming through the air and over the heads of a startled Iowa secondary. It's rolling down near that goal line, and it rolls to a halt on the Iowa 9-yard line. A beautiful quick kick by Don Peterson. First and 10 now for the Hawkeyes, deep in their own territory. Michigan out in front, 7-0. Ball on their own 9-yard line. Wing tee out to the right this time. Handoff goes to the fullback, booming Bill Reichard. He tries the right side of the line. Picks up only 1 yard at 2nd down and 9. Ball on the Iowa 10 or just short of the 10. This time it's given to Dusty Rice, and Rice cracks through a nice hole and goes streaking into the Michigan secondary for a gain of 15 yards and an Iowa first down. Boy, this crowd has a chance to smile now. First and 10 for the Hawkeyes. They're on their own 25-yard line. T formation spread to the left. Dusty Rice gets it again. Backs off tackle. Nice blocking there, and he sails through for a gain of 4 yards before he's rolled to a halt. 2nd down and 6 yards to go now for the Hawkeyes. They have the ball on their own 29-yard line. Ball to Bill Reichard, the fullback. Nice trap play there, and he's through for a gain of 6 yards. Not quite enough for a first down, just inches short, and it's 3rd down. And about 2 inches to go for Iowa now. They have the ball just short of their own 35-yard line. Bill Reichard is called upon again, and he delivers a first down for Iowa. First and 10 on their own 37. Bert Britzman, the quarterback for the Hawkeyes, calling the signals. Drops back to throw a forward pass. Pitches one out to Bill Fenton, his right end. It's complete just inside the sidelines, and he's knocked clear over the Michigan bench. Completed forward pass, gained 7 yards, 2nd down and 3. Ball on the Iowa 44-yard line. Michigan in front, 7-0. Fullback Bill Reichard on a delay, delayed a little bit too much. The right side of that Michigan defense was able to come through there, and they dropped him for a loss of 2 yards, headed by Bob Zatkoff. 3rd and 5 now on the Iowa 42. A little scat back, Dusty Rice. Good hole, and Dusty Rice picks up 7 yards. Iowa has another first down. First and 10 now on their own 49-yard line. Hawkeyes are moving steadily up the field. A pitch out to Rice once again. Juggles that ball momentarily, enough to throw him off stride and enough to allow the defensive end, Russ Osterman, to come in and spoil the play. That was a big loss. 8 yards on that play. 2nd down and 18 now. Iowa's ball on their own 41-yard line. Bert Britzman has the ball, and he's going to throw one. He looks for his target again. It's Bill Fenton, the right end. There goes the ball, but Fenton can't get to it. It's over his head and hits the ground, incomplete. So that makes it 3rd and 18 for the troubled Hawkeyes now on their own 41. Britzman back to throw another forward pass. This time his right halfback, Don Comic, is the target, but the pass is intercepted. Bill Putige grabbed that ball out of the air, and with blockers in front of him, he comes rambling back up the field for a 16-yard return to the 47-yard line. Bill Reichard, number 30, was the first to hit him, but Michigan has the ball 1st and 10 on their own 47. Single wing over to the right. Ball to the fullback, Don Peterson. He cracks through that line. Beautiful line blocking on the part of Michigan. Peterson goes for 3 yards. Al Rice, to the safety man, came up to make the tackle. 2nd down and 7 now. Ball on the Iowa 44-yard line. Shift to the right again. The end comes in tight. 5 men on the strong side of the line. A spinner play. Handoff to Wes Bradford, the halfback, on a reverse. And he's through a hole to go for 8 yards and another first down for Michigan. And that brings to a close the first quarter of play. Both teams unleashed steady drives in that first quarter, but Michigan's went all the way. So Michigan winds up the first quarter in the lead in this ball game against a stubborn and determined band of Hawkeyes. At the end of the quarter, it's 7-0 Michigan. And now, as the teams change goals to line up for the second quarter, I want to remind you of our weekly football contest.
Folks, enter our weekly Phillips 66 football forecast contest. It's a lot of fun, costs you nothing to enter, and you have an opportunity of winning one of our 10 weekly prizes. Here's how it works. Go to any Phillips 66 dealer and ask for this week's forecast entry blank. Mark an X in the box of your favorite team for each game listed, then write in your score forecast for all of the teams. Note that this half is detachable and for your own record. The entry with the most correct team selection and score forecast will receive a first prize of $300 in savings bonds. Second best, $100. Third, $75. And the next 7 best, $25 each in savings bonds. All entries must be mailed to the address indicated on the entry blank and postmarked before midnight Friday of this week. Just follow the rules and join the fun. Pick up your weekly forecast blank from your Phillips 66 dealer.
And here are the winners of the Phillips 66 football contest of October 6th. First prize of $300 in bonds goes to R.E. Palmquist, Chicago Heights, Illinois. Second prize of $100 in bonds to Keith A. Hamilton, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Third prize of $75 to Dwayne Tuma, New Prague, Minnesota. The next 7 winners have been notified by mail of their good fortune. Congratulations to all of you. This week's contest entry blanks are printed in red, so be sure and ask your Phillips 66 dealer for the red contest entry blank. Remember, folks, this is not a national contest. It's only for you viewers in the Salt Lake City and Midwest areas, not including the state of Wisconsin. As we move into the second quarter, we pick up Michigan 4th and 10 on the Iowa 35, ready to kick. Bill Billings back in punt formation for the Wolverines. Billings gets the kick away, aiming for the sidelines, but it twists off the side of his foot. It goes off the field at not quite the spot he was aiming, and Iowa takes over 1st and 10 on their own 27-yard line. Michigan leads 7-0 over the Hawkeyes. The spread tee is out to the right. Don Komek, the right halfback, slashes through just outside his own left guard position and spins his way for a 3-yard gain. So it's 2nd down and 7 now for the Hawkeyes on their own 30-yard line. Straight T formation this time. Hand off to the fullback, Reichart. Trap play, he's through the hole, and there he goes, spinning his way through the secondary. Look at that boy travel. That's 14 yards and a 1st down. Iowa's ball, 1st and 10 on their own 44-yard line. This time the ball goes to the scat back, Dusty Rice. Not much of a hole there, but he slides his way through for a gain of 3 yards. And so it's 2nd and 7 on the Iowa 47-yard line. Straight T formation once again. Ball to the fullback, Bill Reichart, through the hole again, and he plows his way for 4 yards before Fred Pickard could bring him down. Boy, that boy Reichart brings the crowd to his feet. On the next play, Rice made only a yard. And now Iowa's forced to kick 4th down and 2. Chuck Denning is back in punt formation for the Hawkeyes. Denning gets the boot away, and it's a good one. High and far. Lowell Perry is getting under the ball, back on the Michigan 9-yard line. He fakes the crisscross, but keeps it and spins his way toward the sidelines to his right. Blockers are forming in front of him now and clearing quite a path. Nice fake there, and he's going for 39 yards before he's finally rolled to a halt. Wayne Brandt made the tackle, and Michigan has the ball 1st and 10 on their own 48-yard line. First and 10 for the Wolverines. They lead over Iowa, 7-0. Single wing to the left this time. The line unbalanced 4 and 2 instead of the heretofore 5 and 1. Kutich back to throw. He passes one complete. It's out to Don Peterson as fullback, and Peterson spins his way out of bounds for a gain of 4 yards. The pass completed just behind the line of scrimmage. So it's 2nd and 6 now for Michigan. Single wing over to the right. Again, the 5-1 unbalancing of the line. Fullback spinner, handoff to Wes Bradford, and Bradford, the right halfback, on a reverse, gains 2 yards on the play, but Michigan was penalized for backfield in motion. So the play is off, and it's 2nd and 11, and now a pitch out to Don Peterson. Peterson back to throw a forward pass. He sights Fred Pickard far down the field, a high twisting pass, and Pickard gets under it and holds onto that football on the Iowa 18. Pickard was covered like a tent on that one and still managed to hold onto the ball for a completed forward pass. A 35-yard gain. In 3 ties, Michigan made it 1st and goal to go on the Iowa 7, where we now pick up the play as the handoff goes to Wes Bradford. He cracks left tackle, goes for 4 yards. Penalty against Iowa this time. Iowa offside. So that makes it Michigan's ball. 1st down, goal to go on the Iowa 3-yard line. Hawkeyes come up into a tight defense now as the single wing goes to the right. Peterson with that ball, plowing his way toward the goal line, but he can't quite make it. Let's watch that play again on our Phillips 66 slow motion camera. Just 3 yards from the goal line. Don Peterson, the fullback, number 46, with the ball as Putich fakes wide to the right. But the Hawkeyes are ready for him on the line of scrimmage. Peterson with his power gets down to the 2-yard line, and it's now 2nd down and goal to go for Michigan at that point. There's the single wing over to the right, the 4-2 line up in front of them. Ball comes back to Peterson. This time he is over. It's a touchdown for Michigan. Michigan has gone into the lead, 13-0. Over on the Michigan side of the field, the cheerleaders are galloping up and down, but those are Iowa rooters behind them, and now the Michigan cheerleaders chant out the number of points. 1, 2, 3, 4, and on up to 13, and we're ready for the try for point to see if they can add the 14th to that total. Russ Rescorla to do the kicking. There it goes, and it is good. Michigan leads Iowa 14-0 and trots up the field now to kick off. Rescorla to do the kicking for the Wolverines. They're out in front 14-0. Russ Rescorla gets the boot underway. It's a low twisting kick that goes bounding along to Arnold Kaplan. He scoops it up on the 25-yard line and is hit almost immediately. He gave ground as he picked up the kick. And Iowa has the ball now 1st and 10. Spread T to the left. And off to the left halfback Williams. Williams knifes through the line. Picks up 3 yards on the play to make it 2nd down and 7 now for the Hawkeyes. They have the ball on their own 28-yard line. Bill Reichart, the fullback. Nice hole in the line. He's almost tripped up just behind the secondary, but he keeps on rolling for a gain of 7 yards. Putich and Tinkham measuring now for a 1st down. Putich and Tinkham making the tackle. Measurement is close, and they miss by inches. The referee holds up 2 extended fingers indicating about 2 inches. So it's Iowa's ball, 3rd down and just a few inches to go. They're on their own 35-yard line. Ball to Reichart, the old reliable, and he plows over the line, battles his way still on his feet into that secondary to gain 5 yards and a 1st down for Iowa. Green and Oldham making the tackle for Michigan. It's 1st and 10 now for the Hawkeyes. They're on their own 40-yard line. Bert Britzman, the quarterback, throwing the ball, completes one to Fred Ruck, his right end. He's tackled immediately and rolled out of bounds by Dave Tinkham. Gain of 3 yards on the play, a quick pass out to the flat, and it's 2nd down and 7 now for Iowa. They're on their own 43-yard line, and they trail 14-0. Again, they call on the fullback, Bill Reichart, and he's through the middle, picking up 3 more yards. That makes it Iowa's ball, 3rd down and 4 on their own 46. Britzman back to throw a forward pass. He aims for his right halfback, Don Comack, but Comack is closely covered, can't hold the ball, and it's incomplete. And that brings us to 4th down. 4th and 4, Iowa will have to kick. They're on their own 46-yard line. Chuck Denning back. Boots the ball for the sideline. It's getting over in that direction, and it goes out of bounds. Across the sideline on the 18-yard line, Michigan will put the ball in play 1st and 10 at that point on their own 18. Single wing over to the right. Line unbalanced, 5 men to the strong side. Don Peterson with that ball after faking the buck lateral. Look at that boy ramble. It's good for 9 yards. Bernie Bennett came up with that jarring tackle, and it's 2nd down and 1 now for Michigan. Ball on Michigan's 27-yard line. Single wing to the right. Fullback Don Peterson with the ball. No faking on this one. Just a straight-ahead power plunge. Going for that 1st down, and he made it. 1st and 10 for Michigan on their own 29-yard line. Ball to the fullback. He spins, hands off to Wes Bradford, his halfback, and Bradford fumbles that ball, but he recovers his own fumble. Michigan still has it with a loss of 2 yards. 2nd down and 12. Michigan's handyman, the fullback Peterson, rambles up the middle and plows his way for a gain of 5 yards. Bill Kirsten made the tackle for Iowa. It's 3rd down and 7 for the Wolverines. Out of the tee, into the single wing to the right. Line strong to the right. Ball given over to Wes Bradford on a reverse, and he is spilled by Bill Fenton for a loss of 7 yards. Michigan, 4th down, 14 yards to go. They're on their own 25-yard line, and they're in punt formation with Bill Billings deep. Billings' boot is on its way. Joe Bristol is waiting for it on the Iowa 32-yard line. He has it and starts back up the field. Good blocking there. Took out 2 men, but there are too many. And the rest of the Wolverines come up to do a job. Ray Kelsey and Pete Kenyon making the tackle after a 7-yard return. And it's Iowa's ball. They were offside on the first play, and we pick them up now on their own 34. 1st down and 15 yards to go. Bert Britzman back trying to throw a forward pass. He can't sight a target, and they've got him. They throw him for a loss of 5 yards. 2nd down, 20 yards to go for the Hawkeyes. They're back on their own 29-yard line now. Wing T, the wing back out to the right. Ball to the fullback, Reichard. He fakes the line buck, then slides out to the right, and he's swinging around end. Powers his way up for a gain of 6 yards. Tom Johnson was the first of many Wolverines to hit him. Passing and a penalty moved Iowa into Michigan territory. Now we pick them up 1st and 5 on the Michigan 33-yard line. Bill Reichard again carrying the mail, and he plows through the line to gain 5 yards. Second down, inches to go. Britzman throws a quick pass. It's completed out there to the left halfback, Bernie Bennett. He scampers around the end and is down to the Michigan 9-yard line before he's rolled out of bounds. He gave the Hawkeye rooters a thrill on that one as he scampered along the sidelines and into the end zone, but he had stepped out of bounds on the 9. So it's Iowa's ball. 1st down, goal to go on the Michigan 9. Michigan out in front 14-0, and the Hawkeyes are finally getting close to that goal line. 9 yards away from it and 1st down. Bill Reichard is called upon. He slashes his way off tackle and goes for 4 yards before Bill Putich came up fast from the secondary to bring him down. On the next down, a pass was incomplete, and it's now 3rd and goal to go, and it's Bill Reichard again. And again he cracks off tackle, but this time he's held for no gain. So that brings us now to 4th down for Iowa. Goal to go on the Michigan 5-yard line. Bert Britzman is going to take to the air. He pitches one out for Bill Fenton, his right hand. Fenton has it and can't hold it. It's incomplete. Michigan takes over on downs as the half ends. And the score reads Iowa 0, Michigan 14. Folks, let's look at this hero of the year 1901.
Here's a football hero of 50 years ago. No helmet, no shoulder pads, no protection. Nowadays, our football players have all sorts of protective equipment, like this padded helmet for extra protection, that extra safeguard against wear and tear. It's the same with motor oil, and the new, improved Phillips 66 heavy-duty premium motor oil gives you lubrication, that extra protection for your car.
We'd like you to try it on this basis. Fill your crankcase with Phillips 66 heavy-duty premium motor oil. Drive it for 10 days or 1,000 miles. If you're not satisfied, go into any Phillips 66 station and we'll replace it with any available oil you want at our expense. We dare make this offer because this great new motor oil surpasses manufacturer's specifications for all makes of cars.
Remember the name. It's Phillips 66 heavy-duty premium motor oil, and it's guaranteed to satisfy you.
Everywhere but on the scoreboard, it's been a great homecoming for these 53,000 Iowa fans who can reminisce of better days as the members of the famed Iowa championship team of 1921 are introduced at halftime. This is a team of song and fable at Iowa. Duke Slater, the fabulous tackle, the Aubrey brothers, or the Devine brothers, Aubrey and Glenn, wrote a golden chapter of Iowa football history. Each week on our Phillips 66 Game of the Week, we pause to pay tribute to a Big Ten university. This week, it's the State University of Iowa. If you've noticed any rooting interest on my part during this game, it's only because I have one. My years at the University of Iowa are filled with wonderful memories, which all seem to begin here at Old Capitol, the center of the Iowa campus. From 1934 to 1938, I wandered around this beautiful campus, exposing myself occasionally to its educational benefits. It's a university that has meant much to the state of Iowa and to the nation. The medical school is one of the best, centering around this huge university hospital. Its School of Hydraulic Engineering is world famous. Iowa has long been noted in the fields of child study and education for its great law school. The campus has grown in buildings and the university in stature since those days, accelerated perhaps by my departure. But I feel very close to her buildings, for a good many of them I helped to build. Those were the days of the WPA, and I was one of those who worked on the construction projects during summer vacation, working on the Law Commons, the Fine Arts Center, the magnificent Iowa Union. And I guess I mixed a river of mortar for the natural stone walks and walls that accentuate the beauty of the university. The School of Fine Arts is the cultural center of the state, where for many years worked the world-famed artist Grant Wood. Strange as it may seem, this is the first time I've seen a University of Iowa football game since I graduated 13 years ago. For my assignments as a sports commentator have never included my old school. And this football game today, watching it is a particularly enjoyable one as the rain now pelts down. To be able to sit warm and dry in our Phillips 66 booth and hope the gang can do something about that 14-0 Michigan lead. Here comes their first chance as Michigan will kick off to start the second half. Rescorla moving forward, and there goes the football, skidding and bouncing its way downfield to be scooped up by Bill Fenton, who brings it back to the Iowa 37-yard line, where the Hawkeyes have it 1st and 10. 1st and 10 on their own 37. Up over the ball in a spread T formation, the end out wide, the wing back between the end and the tackle, off to the right. And off to the right halfback, Comack, after a fake to the fullback. Nice hole there. He's upended, but he gains 3 yards. So it's 2nd down and 7 on the Iowa 40. Now the ball goes to the fullback, Bill Reichard, and that boy is breaking into the clear. He swings across the midfield stripe and sails his way along to be caught behind by the last defender and driven out of bounds on the Michigan 31 for a gain of 29 yards. That's a 1st down for Iowa. 1st and 10 on the Michigan 31. Michigan leads 14-0 over the Hawkeyes. Again, that T formation is strong to the right. And off to Comack. Comack slashes through there. Picks up another nice gain for the Hawkeyes as they edge closer to that Michigan goal line. Reichard takes the ball this time and is stopped for no gain at the line of scrimmage. Now the ball is handed over to Rice, and Rice scoots through to pick up a gain of 3 yards, and that brings it awfully close to a 1st down for Iowa. It's 4th down for the Hawkeyes and a half a yard to go, and they're on the Michigan 22-yard line. Britzman on a quarterback sneak makes it a 1st down for Iowa. Iowa's ball 1st and 10 on the Michigan 20-yard line. Wing T is out to the right once again. And off to Reichart, the fullback. He plows through a nice hole and goes for 5 yards to make it 2nd down and 5 yards to go. And now the Hawkeyes are on the Michigan 15-yard line. 15 yards away from that goal line. A goal line that has completely eluded them so far during this game. Ball to Comack. He's trying it around left end. He slips and falls and is down by the Michigan defense, losing 3 yards on the play. So it's 3rd down and 7. Ball on the Michigan 17-yard line. Britzman back to throw a forward pass. Aiming for the end zone, he lets that ball go, but it's Tinkham with a one-handed catch, grabbing that football, intercepting for Michigan. Tinkham off to the races. He goes charging up the field, nearing the midfield stripe, and gets across it to the Iowa 49-yard line. Well, that play put an abrupt end to the Iowa drive, and Michigan has a drive underway of their own, as the return of that intercepted forward pass puts them on the Iowa 49, 1st and 10. Single wing over to the right. 5 linemen to the right of the center. Ball to Peterson, faking the buck lateral. He cracks inside right tackle, gains 3 yards. It's 2nd down and 7 yards to go now for the Wolverines on the Iowa 46. Single wing to the right again. There's a pitch out to Bill Putich. He's trying it around end. Gets up to the line of scrimmage, is hit there, and falls forward to gain 1 yard. Kaplan made the tackle for Iowa. So it's 3rd down and 6 yards to go now for Michigan on the Iowa 45. Ball to Peterson on a quick kick. He boots that ball out of bounds on the Iowa 22. Michigan playing it close to the vest now. In the lead, 14-0, are giving the wet and slippery football to Iowa. Letting the Hawkeyes, playing under pressure now, make the mistakes if mistakes are to be made. 1st and 10 for Iowa on their own 22. Ball to the old reliable Bill Reichard, and he's through the line and going deep into the secondary. He goes for 14 yards. Iowa 1st and 10 on their own 36-yard line. Spread T formation, spread to the right. Fake to Reichard, handoff to Comack. He slants over the left side of the line, picks up only 1 yard. The linebackers were there to greet him in force. So it's 2nd and 9. Ball on their own 37-yard line. Iowa's ball, 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Britzman fakes a pitch out, keeps the ball, goes up the middle, and sails for 11 yards. But Iowa was offside on the play. The play is called back. Iowa was offside, and it's 2nd and 14 on their own 32 for the Hawkeyes. Ball to Reichard. He tries left guard, and for one of the few times today, he's held to no gain. So it's 3rd down now and 14 yards to go. Britzman has the ball again, fakes the pitch out, goes up the middle, and slants through there for a gain of 5 yards. 4th and 9 now. Iowa has the ball. They're in punt formation with Denning back to do the kicking. Denning gets that boot away. It's high in the air. Iowa's able to get down under it. And Michigan is letting it roll to a halt. The ball rolls dead on the Michigan 27-yard line, and the Wolverines take over 1st and 10. Rain is coming down very hard at Iowa City now. Single wing over the right. Nothing tricky displayed by Michigan at this point. Handoff on a reverse to Bradford. He cracks the left side. Loses 1 yard on the play. Boy, what a day for a football game this has turned out to be. Look at that rain. 2nd down, 11 yards to go on the 26. Michigan's ball. Peterson takes it, a straight power plunge up the middle. Goes for 5 yards as he rolls his way through the Iowa line. So it's 3rd down and 6 now for Michigan on their own 31. And once again, refusing to take chances with that 14-0 lead on a slippery, wet football day. Michigan goes into punt formation. Bill Billings is back to kick. Ball is on its way. Bennett is getting under it. Takes it on the Iowa 28, starts up the field, is hit. That ball gets away from him, but it's recovered by Brandt of Iowa. Iowa keeps the ball, and they have it 1st and 10 now on their own 29-yard line. Rain is coming down, very, very dark on the gridiron at Iowa City. Michigan in front, 14-0. Ball to Reichard. Reichard through a squeaky hole. Picks up 2 yards as he bulls his way into the linebackers. And it's 2nd and 8 now. Ball is on the Iowa 31. Reichard again, hitting through center. Stopped just beyond the line of scrimmage, thrown well back, but his forward progress was stopped after a yard gain. This time the ball is handed to Wilson. Wilson gets through for a gain of 2 yards, but he's picked up and thrown way back by an enthusiastic Michigan defense. But it's 4th down and 4 yards to go. Ball is on their own 36-yard line, and Iowa goes into punt formation with Denning back. Lowell Perry, the Michigan end, who plays safety to receive these punts, is waiting for the ball. It's on its way downfield. Not too good a kick. Perry grabs it on the Michigan 28 and slips and falls, holding his run back to 5 yards, back to the 33-yard line, and it's 1st and 10 for Michigan at that point, on their own 33. Single wing is over to the right. Ball comes back to Putich. Putich on a power play, off right tackle, goes for 2 yards. Now Michigan's ready again. Single wing is over to the right. Man in motion out to the right. That's a new one for this afternoon. That's Peterson busting his way through to the 41-yard line for a gain of 8 yards. But Michigan was unable to make a first down, and they punted to Iowa. And Iowa now has the ball 1st and 4 on their own 22 as we pick up the play. Britzman fumbles the snap back from the center, and that is Green, number 84 of Michigan, recovering that ball, and the Wolverines have a big break. 1st and 10 on the Iowa 21-yard line. This crowd doesn't like the football game too well, and certainly not the weather. They're getting a soaking. Over to the right goes the single wing. Ball to the fullback Peterson. He fakes the buck lateral, gets past the first opening. He's into the secondary. Look at that boy, boom! He's on his way. It's a touchdown for Michigan. Michigan has now roared into a 20-0 lead. Ready for the try for point now. Rescorla back to do the kicking for the Wolverines. 20-0 in favor of Michigan, and here comes the try for point. There it goes, and it is good. The kick is good. Michigan leads 21-0. The Hawkeyes prepare to receive a kickoff with a rather completely hopeless task in front of them in this wet football. Taking no chances, Michigan keeps the kick low on the ground. It goes bounding back, where it's picked up by Reichart. This one-man gang starts up the field, brings it back to the Iowa 30-yard line for a run back of 14 yards, and the Hawkeyes have it 1st and 10 on their own 30 as we near the end of the 3rd quarter. Ball to Reichart. He hits the center of the line. Is hit hard. That ball is loose. Walters dives on it and recovers for Michigan as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. They are switching sides at the end of the 3rd quarter of play. Michigan out in a comfortable lead on a very uncomfortable day. 21-0. A winning team means outstanding performance based on performance. Here's a name that's always a winner. It's Michigan's ball, 1st and 10 on the Iowa 31-yard line. Single wing is over to the right. Bill Putich with that ball, faking the end run, drops back to throw, pitches one out for Topper, but it's incomplete. Incomplete forward pass makes it 2nd down and 10 now for the Wolverines. They're on the Iowa 31-yard line. They lead in the ball game 21-0. Ball to Peterson, faking the handoff to the quarterback. He tries a straight line plunge and is stopped just short of the line of scrimmage, losing a yard. Spangers was there to make the stop for Iowa, and that makes it 3rd down and 11 yards to go. Ball on the Iowa 32-yard line. Single wing to the right once again. Snap back comes to Peterson, the fullback, straight ahead on a power plunge. He's able to gain only 1 yard. Rain is easing off slightly here in the 4th quarter of play. Michigan in punt formation. Bill Billings back deep to do the kicking. Takes the long pass from center, aims it for Coffin corner. The ball spirals through the air, getting right down there near that goal line corner, and it's out of bounds on the Iowa 5-yard line. A beautifully placed kick. So Iowa has the ball with their backs to the wall, 1st and 10 on their own 5-yard line. Hand off to the fullback, Reichart. Reichart, smacking the middle of the line, is able to pick up 2 yards on the dive. And it's 2nd and 8 now. Ball is edged out to the 7-yard line. This time it's given over to Bennett. Bennett on a crossbuck. Gets over tackle, bounces, keeps on going, and picks up 5 yards on the play to make it 3rd down and 3 on the 12. And now Iowa goes into punt formation, not willing to take any more chances so deep in their own territory. Chuck Denning is back standing on his goal line to do the kicking. Long pass from center. Denning gets the boot away. It's a high twisting kick that is really riding. That ball is going down around the 30-yard line. It's picked up on the hop by Bill Putich. That kick travels 70 yards in the air. Putich blockers form in front of him now as he starts up the field, but there aren't enough of them, and he's rolled out of bounds. Returning to the Michigan 44. Well, there's two spectacular kicks. Billings going out of bounds in the Iowa 5, and Denning returning one for 70 yards with a wet football on this wet, soggy day. Putich trying it around right end now. Swings across that line of scrimmage, staggers, falls, bumps his way forward to the Iowa 44-yard line. That's a first down for Michigan. Timeout on the field of play. Putich comes to the sidelines. Coach on the sidelines checking with the press box scouts, figuring out the plan of attack for the balance of this game. Putich back in the ball game now, and the Wolverines ready to go. 1st and 10 on the Iowa 44. Ball comes back to Peterson, faking the buck lateral. He slants through a nice hole there and goes for 5 yards. That makes it 2nd and 5 for the Wolverines, and they move the ball down to the Iowa 39-yard line. Line strong to the right. Single wing is shifted over to the right. Ball comes back to the tailback, Bill Putich again. He's trying it around right end, almost tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. He makes it just to the line of scrimmage and is held for no gain. Riley finally making the stop, and it's 3rd down, 5 yards to go. Michigan's ball on Iowa's 39-yard line. Michigan out in front, 21-0 over the Hawkeyes. Single wing to the left this time. And in motion to the left. Ball to the fullback, Peterson, and he hits over left tackle. 3-yard gain on that play. The linebackers in the end slanting in there to make the tackle, and it's 4th and 2. 4th down, 2 yards to go on the Iowa 36, and Bill Billings drops back in punt formation. The last time he kicked, just a few plays back, he laid one out on the Iowa 5-yard line. Billings lets it go for the same corner once again. A perfect spiral punt that is going out of bounds on the 1-foot line. Bill Billings for Michigan sent that ball out of bounds on the 1-foot line. And right now we're going to have the shortest penalty in football. With the ball on the 1-foot line, Iowa is penalized for delaying the game. That close, they can be penalized no more than half the distance to the goal line, so that amounts to a 6-inch penalty. 1st and 10 for the Hawkeyes, 6 inches from their own goal line. Denning back in punt formation. He sent one 70 yards downfield in the air. There's the pass from center. Denning gets the kick away, but it skids off. The wet football goes off the end of his foot, and it's a weak little kick going out to the Iowa 20-yard line. Michigan takes over the ball in scoring territory, 20 yards away from that Iowa goal line. 1st and 10 for the Wolverines at that point. Michigan is out in front, 21-0, and now they're 20 yards away from another score. Iowa comes up with a tight defense. Putich taking the pass from center, follows the shift to the left with the run around left end. Beautiful blocking there, and he plows his way forward. It's across the line of scrimmage and about 2 or 3 yards beyond. It looked like he went further, but his knee touched, and it's held to a 2-yard gain. So the ball is now on the 18-yard line. Michigan 2nd and 8. Single wing to the right this time. Tailback Putich has that ball. He's going around right end. Slants inside his blockers. Goes for 7 yards before he's hauled down by the Iowa secondary. So that makes it 3rd down and a yard to go for Michigan. They're on the Iowa 11-yard line. Ball comes back to Peterson, the fullback, and Don goes up the middle, goes for a 1st down, making 3 yards over center. 1st and 10, or 1st and goal to go, I should say. Michigan's ball on the Iowa 9-yard line. Putich with that ball, slanting off right tackle. No gain on that play. Still on the 9-yard line as the Hawkeye defense toughens up. 2nd and goal to go on the 9. Single wing is over to the left this time. Peterson driving with that ball, getting inside left tackle. No gain again. Bunce was up there quickly to make the tackle for Iowa, and it's 3rd down and goal to go. Michigan has not been able to gain against this stubborn Hawkeye defense. They're still on the Iowa 9-yard line. This time it's a pitch out to Peterson. Trying it around right end. He's able to cross the line of scrimmage, and he gains 4 yards on the play. That fumble came after the whistle had blown. Michigan has possession of the ball. Now a penalty is chalked up against Michigan. Holding penalty on that play from the spot of the foul. It moves it back. Peterson on a pitch out. Throws a forward pass. It's intercepted by Iowa as Bristol grabs that ball. Bristol returned it out to the 8-yard line, and Iowa has it 1st and 10 on their own 8. T formation for the Hawkeyes. Handoff goes to Bennett. Bennett is trying it around right end. He's able to get past the defensive end by a whisker there and pick up 4 yards on the play. 2nd down, 6 yards to go now. Iowa's ball. They're out to the 12. This time the ball is given over to Wilson. He cracks inside tackle, picks up 4 more yards before he's rolled to a halt. 3rd down and 2 for Iowa. The ball is on their own 16-yard line. Ball goes to Bennett. Bennett starting wide to the right, cuts inside the end, just off right tackle, and he picks up 6 yards and an Iowa 1st down. Following Iowa's 1st down on the 16, the Hawkeyes advance to the Michigan 48-yard line where we pick up the play. It's 2nd down and 10 at this point. Bennett taking the ball once again. Same play, cutting inside the end as he fakes a run wide. This time he isn't able to make too many yards, however, getting across the midfield stripe to the Michigan 49. Sangster in at quarterback for Iowa now. They're down. Sangster dropping back to throw a pass. He pitches one out intended for Ruck, but it's incomplete. Ruck can't hold on to that slippery football. Iowa gets up over the ball. Taking to the halfback, he pitches out to the fullback, Bill Reichard. Reichard is almost trapped, but he runs away from that first tackler. It looks like they've got him now, but watch this. He's out of his grasp and on his way for an 11-yard gain. There was a spectacular run as we've seen today. It wasn't too long, but he looked like he was a certain loss, only to pull clear of the tackler and keep on going. And don't think these Hawkeye fans, once they've got something to cheer about, aren't making up for lost time. Iowa's ball 1st and 10 on the Michigan 37-yard line. Now the handoff is to Dusty Rice. He tries the middle of the line, hurdles over it, and goes for 5 yards up the middle. 2nd and 5 now. Iowa's ball on the Michigan 32. It's Reichard again. Right up the middle he goes, and it's a 1st down for Iowa as he gains 5 more yards. 1st and 10 for the Hawkeyes on the Michigan 27-yard line. Iowa trails in this ball game 21-0, and they're fighting to avoid a shutout. Ball is given over to Rice. Nice blocking there. They spring him through the line of scrimmage, and there he goes, aiming for the sidelines. He tries a lateral to Reichard. Reichard fumbles the ball, kicks it, and Michigan recovers. Duggar dove on that football, and Michigan takes the ball on their own 5-yard line. It's a sad Iowa bench that watches that turn of events. Michigan taking over 1st and 10 on their own 5. Not much time left in the ball game. Michigan now will simply run out the clock. Topper's doing it with quarterback sneaks. No chances of a fumble. Just grab that ball in close and move straight ahead. Picked up a yard on it. It's 2nd down now and 9 on the 6-yard line for Michigan. Topper again on a quarterback sneak, sliding a little bit to the left this time. He gains 4 yards on that one. Not concerned with the gain, however, just concerned with running out that clock. 3rd and 5 on the 10-yard line. Michigan's ball. Topper, the quarterback, operating from the T formation now. Still with the unbalanced line, but with the T. Going forward again on a quarterback sneak. Picked up 2 yards. It's 4th down and 3 yards to go now on the 12, and Michigan isn't going to kick it. They're running out that clock with seconds remaining to play. They take too much time. 5-yard penalty, and that does stop the clock, but there are only seconds remaining. Puts the ball back to the Michigan 7-yard line where it's 4th down and 8 yards to go. Not very often in a football game you'll see a team going with the ball 4th and 8 on their own 7-yard line. But of course this is one of those peculiar situations with just seconds left and Michigan is running out the clock. Another quarterback sneak, and that is the last play of the ball game. That's all. The game is ended. And Michigan, which has only played at the University of Iowa's home field 3 times, and the first time today since 1937, walks off the field victorious. Players of both sides shake hands, and believe me, I imagine they're glad this game is over. I'll be back in a moment with the selection of next week's Game of the Week according to Len Raffensperger, Hawkeye coach. But first,
I want to tell you about a great new motor oil, Phillips 66 Heavy Duty Premium. It's the motor oil that's guaranteed to satisfy you. Yes, folks, it's guaranteed to satisfy you on every count. All you need to do is try this new and improved motor oil for 10 days or 1,000 miles. If it doesn't satisfy you, we'll refill your crankcase with any available oil you want at no cost to you. How's that for a guarantee? It's the motor oil that surpasses manufacturer specifications for all makes of cars. Remember the name, Phillips 66 Heavy Duty Premium Motor Oil. Believe me, it's great. I know, I've tried it. Why not try it yourself? If it doesn't satisfy you, it won't cost you a penny. And while you're at your Phillips 66 station, pick up an entry blank for our weekly football contest. Who knows, you may win one of our 10 weekly prizes.
so the players leave the field and the fans begin to file out of Iowa Stadium, thoroughly soaked by the rain, disappointed by the outcome of this afternoon's game. One bright light was fullback Bill Reichard, who was a one-man gang for the Hawkeyes today, rolling up more yardage than the entire Michigan ground attack. But the Wolverines had the necessary scoring punch to come out on top and remain undefeated in Big Ten play this fall. It was Michigan's first visit to Iowa City since 1937, but it didn't take the Wolverines long to wear out their welcome before a partisan crowd of Iowa homecomers here this afternoon. And here's the bright light of the game for Iowa, the battling fullback Bill Reichard. And here's Len Raffensperger, who has selected as our next Phillips 66 game of the week, Minnesota versus Michigan. Don't forget to enter our weekly football contest, folks. Pick up the red entry blank from your Phillips 66 dealer. Until next week, this is Jack Dries reminding you that the sign of the famous orange and black Phillips 66 Shield is your high sign of quality products.
Here it comes. Here it is. Great news, a guaranteed motor oil.
Folks, Phillips 66 has a great motor oil offer for every motorist. We are confident you'll be pleased with this oil. That's why we make this offer. Fill your crankcase with Phillips 66 heavy-duty premium motor oil. Drive it for 10 days or 1,000 miles. Then, if it doesn't satisfy you on every count, we will replace it with any available oil of your choice at our expense. It saves oil. Yes, because Phillips 66 heavy-duty premium motor oil cleans as well as lubricates your motor. You will need fewer makeup quarts over thousands of miles of driving. Yes, that's why we dare to make this offer. Try it in your car. Then, if you're not satisfied, we will refill your crankcase with any available oil of your choice at our expense. Remember, Phillips 66 heavy-duty premium motor oil is guaranteed to satisfy you. Buy it wherever you see this famous orange and black Phillips 66 Shield.